But we're all here again together, so that is excellent. Am I right? Oh, goodness. But if you are a returnee, super happy to see you. Welcome back. If you are a newbie, thanks for joining, bro, because honestly, hey, we love new faces here. And just a quick rundown of how these lives go, and I'm sure I'll be going through this a couple times throughout the live because interesting lives, but essentially collective and one-on-one readings all throughout the live. I'll be on for about half, or I will be on for an hour if we get busy enough to get a reading if you would like one. First, decide if you would like a 15-minute or a quick, 10-minute, because I only do 10 minutes for my lives. It's been a bit of a week, I'm not gonna lie. But figure out if you would like a 10-minute reading or a single card. 10 minutes are 15, single cards are 5. And then once you've decided which one you'd like, send that amount via Cash App or Venmo to smcrigger. That can be found both in the comments and in the description. So whichever you want to do to get a quick one, because I know I'm probably talking a little fast. The caffeine finally hit. Hopefully I level out soon. But once you comment paid, then we jump from there. And these are in order of payment. So don't worry, we will get to everyone if we get busy and have people that want readings this round. But as I mentioned, in between and during this time, we'll do some collective readings, have some bad jokes along the way. Hopefully a good time for all of us. And actually, speaking of collective readings, while we're waiting on anyone who would like one, it's actually the new moon in Leo tonight. So if you are planning on using some new moon energy and would like to make it a little bit more copacetic with the energy that's already been amplified by the cosmos, I highly encourage it. I mean, hey, use the energy for whatever you like. I personally like to use my new moons for actually boosting my protections. A lot of people say, oh, no, you should. No, no, no. Follow your path the way you want to, dear. But if you would like to use this moon for something a little more aligned with the cosmic energies, new moon and Leo are excellent ones if you have been having some troubles balancing out your heart chakra, working on self-expression, which I hope that you use that Lionsgate portal that just passed. If not, the energy finally goes down today. So if you would like to swing over and check out my Lionsgate portal readings, I did one for all of the signs. Check out for your sun, moon, and rising to see how you can't use this energy before it goes. And whoever left the like, thank you super much, because that tells the algorithm that, yes, you guys do actually kind of sort of maybe like me a little bit. So super appreciate it. Speaking of that new moon in Leo, I was actually kicking around the idea of doing a couple of cards literally for this energy to see what we can't do with it, how we can't make it actually work with what we're trying to do instead of, being willy-nilly. I don't judge the willy-nilly, but sometimes, little extra direction, long way. Wow, that was a lot of talking. I'm not sure I took a breath during that time. Like I said, please forgive me. The caffeine finally hit, so I should be leveling out soon. So for this new moon in Leo, I'm thinking, you know what? We're going to go Oracle. And by the way, if you are new here and you don't know what decks I typically use, just a heads up, there is, of course, Tarot. I use a mixed Oracle deck. It actually has a combination of Shapeshifter and Moonology. I found they work better together. I chose to break a few rules. I also do Lenormand readings. And some of you probably never heard of this if you're super new, but I also offer bamboo readings. Any of which are available if anyone would like a one-on-one reading. But to get us started with this whole super duper fun new moon in Leo, I tell you what, it's been exhausting these past few new moons. I don't know if I'm just getting the O word. I refuse to say it, but it's 3 letters. Or if just new moons are finally hitting me in a different way as I get a little higher in my levels of life, because I prefer to look at age as a level instead of a nasty O word that I mentioned. But we'll go through this sign by sign. So if Aries is your sun, moon, or rising sign, let's see what my Oracle deck has to say as far as how you can best use this new moon energy for you. You know what? We'll be super specific and say self-expression, because how many of you have ever had an issue with self-expression when you want to show how you feel, but you just can't, because the idea of being that vulnerable around anybody is absolutely terrifying? If that's you, definitely comment a heart of your color choice. I would actually prefer you chose your favorite color, because, you know, those are fun. Or comment with a lion, because, you know what? I know I can't be the only one with that issue. I may seem super crazy, awesome, and extroverted. No. Die-hard hermit, and I love it. But I also absolutely love helping people, so you got to kind of work with what you got. But for our Aries people, whether it's your sun, moon, or rising sign, how to best use this new moon in Leo to work on boosting your ability to express yourself. Oh my goodness. So those cards went everywhere. All right. Luckily, I felt the one hit my foot. All right. So I was intending these to be a single card job. Apparently not. So our Aries folk, you had actually 2 pop-up face up and 2 pop-up face down. Beer, I'll see you later, I guess. Since, you know, you said bye, and bye is usually a farewell, I didn't even know you were here, because we only see the number of people that are tuning in, not the people that are actually here. We don't see screen names or nothing. Oh my goodness, and I just saw 2 likes. I am so sorry that I didn't notice those earlier. So to the people that have been leaving the likes, thank you. Please let the algorithm know that you like me. But for our Aries people, whether this is your sun, moon, or rising sign, these are the things that are on the top, if you will, that you need to focus on to help working on that self-expression. We have the Snake Princess and a reverse fixed moon. So for our Aries folk, the Serpentine Path to Power is typically her message, and typically the message for this guy is hold your vision. So for you guys, I am sorry to say that not only is it going to be a path of twisty, turny craziness to help you out with your self-expression, but you're definitely going to have to change how that vision looks for you, because reverse is telling me that nope, your vision of how you're expressing yourself is not working for you. It is misaligned across the board. These are the hidden things for our Aries folk. We have a reverse decimating moon and an upright Snow White and her animal friends. The things that are hidden underneath that you're going to have to try to find to work with are the fact that you do inspire trust and confidence, and stop being afraid to make a move. And oh, well, thank you, user Crazy Code. We'll call you YH1. I appreciate that, because quite honestly, I felt like I looked like a wreck because I didn't have time to really get ready. But I appreciate that. Thank you. So our Aries people, the things that you're going to have to look for underneath while you're working on that self is you're just going to have to make them. Oh, you're fine, sweetheart. Trust me. And you're going to have to also remember, my Aries folks, that you guys inspire trust and confidence with this. Stop doubting yourself. And I actually the interruptions, especially if you're looking for a one-on-one reading, because these collectives are really just to kill time and help us all out. But our next person in the hot seat for this collective for our new moon in Leo, and by the way, if you did want a personal reading, definitely make sure that you're checking the pinned comment or the description for the how-to. But our next person in the hot seat for how to use this new moon energy to work with self-expression is Taurus. So if it is your sun, moon, or rising sign, let's pray that my cards behave and actually, make it so we can get through all 12 signs in this half hour. Well, at least they're feeling chatty. So for our Taurus folk, these guys actually came out sideways, and the irony is one of the cards themselves. We have a sideways new moon in Taurus and a sideways kitsune. So typically their messages are prosperity lies ahead and I will show you whom to trust. So that tells me that you really need to listen to your spirit guides, okay? You actually need to focus and pay attention to them because they're going to show you who to trust and who to lean on and who to make sure that you are really connecting on a good way with, because they are the ones that are going to help get you to where you need to go. Because right now, your prosperity is in the balance. And I don't mean to scare you with that, but with it coming out sideways, that means that, you know what? Depending on the choices that you make, the people you choose to trust, your prosperity is either going to go through the roof and go mind-bogglingly fabulous, or if you're trusting people, you're going to fall dead on your face and go, what in the hell happened? So, Taurus folk, whether it's your sun, moon, or rising, listen to your spirit guides on who to trust, because some people are not going to be the ones that are actually there to help you, and your prosperity lays in the balance with how you choose to express yourself. Oh, thank you. Wait till you see the rest. But next up is Gemini. So Gemini, if it is your sun, moon, or rising, let's see how you can't do better on self-expression, which for Gemini, I'm not going to lie, I'll be shocked if any of you actually have issues with that, because I don't think I've ever met a Gemini that did. At least not consciously, anyway. And it must be a minimum 2-card kind of night for my cards. Goodness. So for our Geminis, we actually have a double reverse. We have a reverse first quarter moon and a reverse void of course moon. Typically, their messages are, your commitment is being tested and nothing will come from the situation. I am sorry, but while your commitment is definitely not being tested right now, you can definitely expect some shit's going to come out of the situation if you don't start expressing yourself, because your situation, which I imagine is your commitment to something that you've been wondering, are you being tested? No, you're absolutely not. And the minute that you choose to realize that you are not being tested in your commitment with something that's been high on your brain lately, you're going to start seeing momentum and movement with that situation, with that commitment. And more importantly, once you start getting yourself in whatever this is, you're going to see beautiful, wonderful things. Probably not right off the start. It's probably going to be a little rocky and a little gross, but you know what? You're learning to rework yourself. So help me help you. Deal with the gross, deal with the uncomfortable for just a little bit, and see what awesomeness comes afterward. And user YH1, you're going to start making me a little bit here. Well, thank you. I don't think I've gotten this many compliments, and we won't go there. We won't go there. But Cancer, if Cancer is your sun, moon, or rising sign, let's see how working with your self-expression won't help you. Finally, someone that decided to just be easy and a single card. My goodness. Thank you, Cancer people. Super appreciate you. Because I was getting scared with us being, 15 minutes in. But Cancer folk, the key to your self-expression using this new moon energy, you need to actually focus on something that we all struggle with. But apparently you guys have been struggling a little more with that lately. We have new moon in Gemini. That message is communication is key. So you are doing something, whether you're not opening your mouth when you should, or worse, you're saying things, but you're not saying your truth. I am praying it's not the second one. I am praying that, it's something a little bit easier where you're just afraid to speak your truth and you just stay silent. It's not time to stay silent anymore. It is time to actually look at your words, work with your words, You all have them, use them, and work on making sure that you're using those words not just to make people happy, but to express yourself, to make sure that you are actually showing yourself without the mask. I know it's scary, but you can do it. We all have faith in you. Am I right, guys? And whoever left the 4th like, thank you. Sorry, just I actually intentionally make it so that part of my screen that shows me if we've got people and if we've got likes, I actually put it on a very white ceiling just so that I don't even have to worry about if I'm talking to an empty space or if I actually have people. It makes it a little less stage frighty, I guess is the best way to describe it. So that's one of the reasons why when you leave the likes, I do apologize if I don't see them right off the get-go. But next is our lovely Leos. So Leos, since this moon is for you guys, whether it's your sun, moon, or rising sign, let's see how you guys can express yourself a little better. I know that being a Leo rising myself, it is so easy to wear a mask that expressing your real self it's difficult. It is. But it's not impossible. I've been working out for the last decade and I've made a little progress. And apparently our Leos are definitely going to be, because we can't help ourselves, chatty Cathy's. And, oh, Jiminy Crickets, there's a 5th one. All right. So Leos, whether this is your sun, moon, or rising, you have a reverse void of course, a reverse first quarter moon, a reverse deep dark sea mermaid, an upright decimating moon, and an upright fixed moon. So what this is telling me is we definitely got some work, guys. We got some work. Because you guys might have heard me mention that void of course where it says typically nothing will come from the situation. And I'm pretty sure the first quarter also popped up recently. Commitment being tested. Much like with the other guy, things are going to come out of the situation. But you need to remember that whatever commitment has been at the forefront of your mind lately, whether it's your partner, your job, a friendship, whatever that looks like for you, your commitment is not being tested there. You are actually probably more secure than you realize, which is sad. But I get it, you know, fear is a thing. The fear of security and actually having it is terrifying. We also have that reverse deep dark sea mermaid. Typically her message is find solutions in the unknown places in the darkness. Your solutions are, you know how sometimes you're looking in the fridge and you're trying to find the ketchup and it's literally right in front of your face? That's your solution right now as far as self-expression. It is staring you dead in the face, and if it was a snake, it would have bit you 5 times. Probably would have taken your nose off. I'm right there with you. No judgment. But luckily, the things that are going to help us out with doing better with this, for realizing that our commitment is safe, to be able to express ourselves because we're in a good area in our lives. Hold your vision. Whatever that looks like for you in that commitment, hold that vision of how you feel like it should and could go. Just make sure if there are other parties involved that you're including their vision too, because that does matter. And also, take time just to breathe out. Take a moment to steady yourself, ground yourself. Take a minute to look around and say, you know what? It's cool. And it will do a lot more than you think. So Leos, and I'm right there with you. We're all just got to get our heads out of our butts and actually look at what's in front of us instead of trying to find the answer under the rock, because the answers are already very clear. We're just too scared to see them. Next up is Virgos, and that's terrifying for me because I live with 3 Sun Virgos. And I know that all 3 of them in their own very special way have their own issues with self-expression. Only Leo rising. And whoever left that 5th like, thank you, by the way. But for our Virgo peoples, you guys are interesting already. If my fingers will be able to grab the stinking cards. Nail biter. Eventually I will stop that. Someday. So we actually had one come up face up and one come up face down. So for our Virgos, the thing that's staring you in the face is a reverse full moon in Aries. Typically that message is a fiery climax approaches. No, quite literally, you expressing yourself might actually, instead of making things burn to the ground and go totally insane, they might actually chill out if you just start expressing yourself, using your words, using your facial expressions, and actually having them match how you're feeling on the inside. Self-expression is key to almost everything in our lives and actually being our most authentic self. And the hidden thing is a beautiful little worm. Take care of yourself. So Virgos, I know that for a lot of you, this is the hardest thing on the planet, whether it's your sun, moon, or rising sign. But I promise you, it's a thing I'm learning myself. It's okay to occasionally take a step back, tell everyone to fuck off, and just go relax. Take care of yourself. A little bit of self-care goes a long way. And if you have a hard time with that, make sure you subscribe, because Saturdays I actually do a single card pull for self-care to help sneak it in a little bit. Next up is Libras. So if Libra is your sun, moon, or rising, and don't worry, even though it's 6:21 and I said I'd only be on for half an hour, I will go through all 12 just to make sure we take care of all of you. But for our Libras, let's see how you can't use this new moon in Leo to help you guys with your self-expression. Because, hey, personal development, it matters. And apparently my cards say you only need the single guy. Okay. Well, this isn't one that I've seen this way too often. We have a reverse full moon in Sagittarius. Typically that message would be, look at the bigger picture. And for you guys, no, you guys are looking at the big picture, which is great. So, you don't get overwhelmed by all of the steps and the path that you need to take. But it seems like you guys are skimming a little too much on the details. You're probably doing a great job expressing yourself on a broad scale where you are able to look happy, but are you really letting yourself be that ecstatic, goober, almost like a child again, happiness when you feel it? If you are feeling sad, are you just going, yeah, that sucked? Or if your heart is shattered, are you actually letting yourself cry? It's those nitty-gritties right there that you guys need to work on, okay? I'm glad that you're working on the broad spectrum emotions, but it's time to take it down a step and go, you know what? That actually upset me. I am actually super pissed. I'm finally going to go up to this person and say, you know what? That thing that you did the other week where I said, you know what? I'm a little annoyed, but it's cool. Tell them that no, you were not. And have that discussion so that it clears the air. It might actually start a domino effect for you. Scorpios. If you are a sun, moon, or rising Scorpio, and you guys actually, you guys interest me sometimes, because I don't think I've ever met a Scorpio that actually fit the textbook description on any of the above, whether it was their sun, moon, or rising sign. So you Scorpios actually confuse me a little bit, which is awesome. I'm not going to lie, just because it gives me something new to study. Speaking of new studies, by the way, Theta class actually soon, so wish me luck, because I might be adding that to my repertoire of services. But for Scorpios, all right, you crazy little buggers. We've got 2 face up, and make sure I don't accidentally flip this on myself and give you the wrong message. 1 face down. So how you're going to be working on your self-expression for this new moon in Leo. The face up ones is we have your imaginary friend and an upright north node. So imaginary friend, the message is childhood treasures resurface and step out of your comfort zone. So for our Scorpios, it sounds like you made being overly grown up your comfort zone. I get it, okay? We don't want to look immature. We don't want to look like, we just stepped out of high school when we're over 25 and supposed to be responsible now. But here's the thing. Letting yourself have those childish emotions It's okay. Obviously, circumstance is circumstance, but it's okay to occasionally be a little immature, to be a little silly, to be a little goofy. And you know what? If you really do actually feel so awful that you dropped your ice cream that you want to cry, shit, go ahead and cry. It's okay. Because you know what? You might be adult now, but the thing is that if it upsets you that bad, you know what? Let yourself have that cry. It's a good release, and it actually probably help let off a lot of other emotions that you've just been letting build and build and build so they can finally have a space to get out. And maybe you can actually start resting. But as far as the things hidden, we have a reverse mermaid and turtle. Typically, that message is an elder will teach you because it's in reverse, okay? It's not going to be the elder that teaches you. Remember that childhood treasure resurfaces? It's going to be a child. Spend some time with some nieces, some nephews. If you've got younger siblings that are still kind of childish, spend time with those guys. Spend some time with someone childlike so you can remember what it's like again and actually work on seeing if that doesn't help that self-expression turn your frown upside down. Next up is Sagittarius. So if Sagittarius is your sun, moon, or rising, hello, fellow Saggies. I am actually a sun Sag, so I'm in the hot seat with you. Don't worry, it's a thing. I will always throw myself as much under the ice. Because it's only fair, right? But for our Sagittarius, what do we got? Well, one of these is easy for us. But for our self-expression, using this new moon energy for that specifically, we have Quetzalcoatl and the Princess of Time. And we also have a blue moon. So the messages are typically the time has come, the time to act is now, and believe in the impossible. Now, I know that as a fellow Sag, and it's my sun sign, so I'm right there with you guys. Doing those two things, acting and believing in the impossible, is typically super easy for us. But I imagine that a lot of you, like myself, have just been going through so much lately that believing in the impossible has, to a degree, become impossible. And you've probably been afraid to make a move just because, you know what? Life has been happening. But here's the thing. One of the core, key, beautiful things about being a Sagittarius is the fact that we have a crazy open mind. We love to actually explore unknown territory. And more importantly, being willing to act. Adventure is pretty much in every description of a Sagittarius, and I've yet to find one Sagittarius that didn't go, we're going on a treasure hunt? What? Let me get my stuff. So, Saggies, it's time to rekindle that energy. And that's going to help us actually be more authentic selves again. Next up is Capricorn. Capricorns, how can you guys use this new moon energy to be a little more authentic and do that self-expression just a little bit more? Alrighty then. You guys saw that just go, right? Oh, and by the way, if any of these readings have helped you out at all, please feel free to leave your sun, moon, and rising, or whichever of your top 3 you feel most comfortable sharing. I love to see those things. But you guys got lucky. You got 2 moonology. You have an upright new moon in Aries and a sideways full moon in Aquarius. Well, thanks, user YH1. But for our Capricorns and how to express yourself a little bit better, the message from Aries is it's time to take action. And we have that sideways full moon in Aquarius is typically show the world the real you. So it looks like, quite honestly, you've been doing rather well in your self-expression. You've been taking steps. You've been trying to be better about, showing your most authentic self. But here's the thing. You guys keep on going between the 2 extremes of doing absolutely fabulous and showing your true feels and being expressive of yourself and your emotions, and then you kind of go into the other of going full-blown shutdown. You're afraid to let anyone see how you're really feeling. It's time to take action on finding the balance between the two. I know for you Capricorns, you're typically pretty driven and pretty, logically minded. Some of my most respected people are Capricorns, so I get it. But the thing is the sooner you're able to find that balance, and use this new moon to help you find that balance in your self-expression, and that's what's going to help you finally see a more fulfilled life, I believe. And I'm willing to bet I'm right. Next up is our Aquarius folk. And you guys always make me laugh because your symbol is the water bear, but you're an air sign. Our ancients were interesting folk, to say the least. But for our Aquarius, let's see how you guys can't use this new moon in Leo for your self-expression. All right, well, that was interesting. So, quite literally, these guys landed face up on top of my deck as I was shuffling, and these two came up face down. So, you guys have all kinds of moon energy rocking yourselves. Let me get that stack fixed up so it doesn't go falling on me. But the ones that came face up are the ones that are the most obvious and the most apparent on how to help you out with your self-expression. We have a reverse full moon in Pisces and an upright new moon in Capricorn. Typically, that message would be balance spirituality and practicality, and your hard work is paying off. So, believe it or not, but this is actually a lot more interesting than it really sounds, because this coming in reverse tells me that you've already been doing an actually great job in balancing out your spirituality and your practicality. You've been actually doing excellent with it. So, high five to you guys. Seriously, Aquarius, well done. And your hard work is paying off. And how that works with your self-expression is looking at your spirituality and your practicality actually helps you be more comfortable with yourself, because you know what you believe in, but you also know what's most important and what you need to do and when you need to do it. So that helps you actually be able to build a logical plan in your head on how to just balance yourself in that front. But the thing that's tripping your faces on being able to express yourself is these two guys right here. These are the things that you need to work on and focus on. We have new moon in Virgo and supermoon. These messages are a time to give rather than take, and emotions are running high. So I get it. There is a lot of people and a lot of craziness going on in your world. People are way, way up, way, way down. They are all over the place with their emotions. And you've probably been kind of withdrawing yourself and making sure that you are just staying back so that you're not absorbing all of that energy. I get it, because you're just as overwhelmed as everybody else. But the thing is your way to express yourself, because you've been withdrawing, everyone's questioning how you really feel about the situation. You need to actually express what's going on with all the people that you've been withdrawing from because of all their big, crazy energy. I get it. It sucks trying to balance yourself while trying not to be overwhelmed by everyone else. But the thing is if you give that energy, that attention that it is requesting of you right now, everything is probably going to go way low, because everyone's not only going to be on the same page, but everyone's going to feel comfortable enough expressing themselves when you start expressing yourself. So I know it sucks putting yourself in that level of vulnerability, but help yourself make that situation better by being okay with expressing yourself and how you really feel. Big emotions are terrifying, but it's even more terrifying when those people don't see you feeling the big emotions too, and they wonder if you even care. And last but not least, before I jump off here, is our fishy Pisces folk. I've actually got a Pisces buddy that I kind of miss. I should reach out to him sometime soon. You can't be frenemies for over 20 years and not make sure that you touch base now and again. But for our Pisces people, whether it's your sun, moon, or rising, how can you best use this Leo in new moon energy for your self-expression. Well, the nice thing is we have one that came face up again and one that came face down. So it definitely looks like good, bad, or indifferent. Whether you guys choose to actually express yourselves or if you choose to stay closed up. Either way, it's a win-win situation. We have a full moon in Libra. A win-win outcome is the forecast. So you know what? Either way, it looks like you'll be fine if you choose to actually use this energy to work on your self-expression or not. So I'm happy for you. I still kind of encourage you to do so, though, just because self-expression is how we stay human. And in a world of technology, it is hard to stay human anymore. I know that all of you know exactly what I mean if you think about it for 5 minutes. But as far as the hidden energy, the thing that you need to work on if you choose to actually work on your self-expression and being your most authentic self is reverse blue moon. Believing in the impossible is apparently a very hard thing for you. And you know what? I understand how sometimes dreaming big can be scary because you build up this anticipation, you build up all these hopes, and it sucks when it doesn't work. But it's because of believing in the impossible that we as humans have done so many great, amazing things. Absolutely awful too. But we have done just as many, if not more, good things. Even the small ones that were huge for somebody else. It's because of believing in the impossible that we as humans do great things. So, well, whether you choose to do it or not, you'll still be fine, Pisces. I recommend trying to start believing in that impossible. But I do appreciate all of you for being here today. Super great of you for hanging out. And user YH1, thank you for all the awesome compliments and so many comments to help me trick the algorithm. I highly appreciate you. But all of you have a fabulous night. Wish me luck on going back to pretending to be a responsible adult. And I look forward to seeing all of you again next week.